Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are launching a ship today. This is the first of many crew transport only ships. We've got that homeless Kerb flying that homeless Kerbette and Black Hat Kerman up to Minmus via Sun orbit. The idea of this ship is to train people how to go to space. It's to get people 3 stars, basically. It's to land them, or it's to get them to the Minmus base, ready to eject, and wherever they're going, with 3 stars already. So at the very least, they'll get better as they move on. And their goal is to colonize Eve, or more specifically, Gilly. I've built a ship that is, well, I've designed a ship that is destined to be able to land on Gilly, mine up a whole bunch of everything, get back up into space, dock with whoever's there. Oh, there goes the SRB. Dock with whoever's there, and I lost my train of thought. Get there and then go to whatever destination they're designed to go to. The only 2 people going to Eve are that homeless Kerb and that homeless Kerbette. Black Hat Kerman is actually going to chill out on the Minmus station to not only help create ships because he's an engineer, but also to oh, there go our fairies. Yeah, this fairing gets kicked off and it eventually falls off, but it's having some issues. I might need to redesign the ship. You notice it has, I put it up on the, what do you call it, on the little truss structure. I put it up one, thinking that that would make it a little more top-heavy and able to fall off, but obviously that truss structure has no clipping enabled once it's been detached, so I might need to put something on here that'll keep it from clipping into the device. I thought that I had a actual decoupler on there, but apparently I don't. But anyway, Black Hat Kerman, his goal is to get up to the Minmus base and chill out there until we get another mission, because we only need to send 2 people to Gilly. Probably Gilly, Pole, and Bob only need 2 people, because you don't need an orbiter and a transport ship and a ground base, because gravity at those places is so small. Moho, and actually Drez will only need 2 people, because we're never going to land on Drez, or at least they're not. They're going to mine the asteroids around it. But like, if we make a Tylo base, which is probably fairly unlikely, or a Val base, or a Vol base, not Val. Oh, we're at our 80 kilometers, so we're good with that. But yeah, I figure I'll keep you here through this, our inaugural flight of the ship out into everywhere. The idea here is this fuel tank, when it empties, we'll kick it away, and then we'll have this fuel tank to get us everywhere, basically, and then this fuel tank to finish off the mission. This should get us into Sun and actually probably land us on Minmus. This fuel tank might be completely ancillary. I don't know for a fact. Yeah, apparently clipping just doesn't work. It like clipped all the way in, even though there's a decoupler here. So I'm not sure what's up with that. It might be that it allows it to clip until it's out of the ship, and because it never came out of the ship, then the clipping never actually happened. I don't know. Maybe I'll need to add a Sepratron or something like this. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But let's go ahead and turn the computer on. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up to Apoapsis, which is 7 minutes from now. And now we have SAS, but we don't have any of the controls, because that homeless Kerb is fresh out of the training center. He has no experience whatsoever. So he's going to, when he gets to Minmus, he's going to go from 0 stars to 3 almost instantly. But anyway, enough of that. At least we can have SAS on and throttle throughout this entire mission. Anyway, we want to go to Moon, and we want to just scrape by Moon enough to eject from the system. Looks like we might need to go forward in time a little bit. There we go. And we don't want to eject out too much, so I'm going to slow down until we're just leaving Kerbin Sphere of Influence. Right like that. That's perfect. That way, when we do leave Kerbin Sphere of Influence, we'll be going very slow, and it'll be easy to get back. This ship does not have a probe core. Nor does it have an antenna, I don't think. If If it does have an antenna, I don't know where I put it. Nope, it doesn't have an antenna. It doesn't have anything, basically. So they're going to lose contact with Kerbal, but that's part of the training. At least that's what I tell them. But it'll always have a pilot on board, basically. We should generally be training 2 engineers per pilot. And if all else fails, HM, who's our resident space trucker, he's going to... he can take him up there if absolutely necessary. Also, just so you know, Francois, you and your female Francois, Mariah, you are on the roster. Black Hat snuck in front of you because he's not part of a pair. I'm probably sending the 2 of you either to Moho or Drez. It's very important that we nail this escape from Kerbin as closely as possible, because every 1/10 of a meter a second burnt here in low Kerbal orbit could be 100 meters per second out there getting back to Kerbin. I still don't know the best way to get back to Kerbin, but it's I know a way to get back to Kerbin, and that's going to be good enough for me. Just gonna... Oh, there we go. That's good enough for me. Actually, it's not good enough for me. I'm going to turn around. We're going to slow down just a little bit. Oh, also, we probably can ditch this this fuel tank up here. Yes, we can. It's that close is how close we want it. Let's go back to... Yeah, look at the difference between escaping and not, as far as this is concerned. There we go. That's all we want to do. Okay, guys, let's head to the moon. One potential design flaw of this ship is the solar panels have to be sideways on. However, the ship is always going to be curved, so I don't think that's a big deal. Kerbal alarm clock is telling me something. Probably there's an update. Updated version available, yeah. I haven't updated to 1.2.2 yet, so I'm going to be getting those alerts on a regular basis here. Could probably turn gravity turn stuff off. I hate watching other people's videos when they don't turn the stuff off, but I'm constantly forgetting myself. Okay, we are 22 days from this, and actually, let's take a quick break here from these guys, because we do have an Eve window in 87 days. And our space station, which has gotten an upgrade, it now has a satellite dish. Don't ask me how I got that on there. It involved HyperEdit. The station had a lot of problems, more problems than could be fixed just by dealing with it. So let's go ahead and show the UI here. This is the simple construction mod, which is a port of extraplanetary launch pads. We are going to use the Gilly all-in-one ship. Let's go ahead and load that up. It's going to take more electric charge than we have, but that's not a big deal, because we don't actually care about the electric charge. It can charge up its batteries here. Everything else it has plenty of. We want full liquid fuel and oxidizer. Yeah, we're gonna have to go down and get more fuel. So let's go ahead and build this guy the way he is, and then we'll go down and get another load of fuel. So he's building. It's going to take 4 hours and 38 minutes. That's another thing. I tweaked this thing to have a productivity of 70 during testing just to make sure it worked. And I forgot to tweak it back. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to tweak that back down to 7. It was 7 before. I'm going to tweak that back down to 7. I'm going to go down and get some fuel, and then I will be back when. You just saw this done. I'll be back either when this thing gets made or when we're coming down from the trainer ship. Okay, I got my timing set up, and I was stupid. This ship actually had ore in it, so I didn't need to go down to get more ore and bring it up. So who knows what I'm doing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing built. Love the integration with Kerbal alarm clock. Got to turn on the delete on close though, obviously. And let's go ahead and hit F5 here, although there's not much we can do if this fails. But it didn't fail. It is huge, and it's also mounted on this, which I'm glad this worked. Okay, and he has fuel going into him. But for some reason, he didn't get this fuel like I told it to. I'm not going to complain that much. Let's go ahead and just pump the fuel into him. Not that it matters that much. By the time we get back here, the whole station will be full of fuel again. But yeah, the Gilly base is very similar to this base. It just can land on its own, and it has its own drill. So let's head to these guys. Now they, of course, only have 65 days to get back to Minmus, or they're going to miss the Eve window. But that's okay. And we're in solar orbit. Nice. So we're going to set Kerbin as a target, wherever it may be. There she is. And we're going to go into target mode. So we're only traveling 86 meters per second relative to Kerbin. But now we want to aim at it, because we want our trajectory to be heading directly at Kerbin. And wow, we don't have the reaction wheels we want. It's another thing this ship could possibly use. Could also use its engine throttled back up. And we don't care that we have a connection right now. What we care for is that connection to happen. There we go. Oh, we're basically back in Kerbin's sphere of influence now. Okay, now we want to set Minmus as our target. And in the future here, oh, do I suddenly want drop a maneuver node? I can't place a maneuver node. Let's try the old F9, F5, F9 trick. Still can't. Let's aim at our target. We basically are. There we go. Add a maneuver. Okay, now we want to burn down and this way. And I basically am going to set it up so that we come in contact with Minmus. See, how long is this? This is 9 days from now. Oh, we got plenty of time. So we're going to do this. See if we slow down a little bit. Bam, we'll get a Minmus encounter for 86 meters per second, and that's in 7 days. So that's perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and focus view on Minmus. This is obviously garbage. We want to come in on the light side. It doesn't really matter if we come in retrograde or not, because Minmus spins pretty slow and its gravity is ridiculously light. And we obviously have far more fuel than we need. So there we go. Minmus preamps is of 849. That should be perfect. It's a 96 meter per second burn. Yeah, we've got like 2 grand, so we're gonna take that fuel back up to the station probably in that drop tank. Well, that's Jewel up there. I was looking for Minmus, but I'm not saying. Oh, there's Minmus. So we got Minmus, we got Jewel, we got Kerbin, and we got the moon. Nice. This is about where we want it. Which right there looks pretty darn good. As long as we're mostly equatorial, we should be fine. So then right here, we're going to add a maneuver. That's funny, Kerbin periapsis. To slow ourselves down to 0. Negative 519, that's very reasonable. Also a 35-second burn, which is also reasonable. Our Eve window is in 64 days, which is about 2 Minmus orbits around Kerbin, so we'll have no problem ejecting to Eve. Oh, that's my station. Did you see that? Oh, that was so cool. I'm a fan. Looks like we're landing in like the worst spot. Actually, looks like if we tweak it a little bit this way. Yeah, I need up to be up. I don't care if we don't have if we don't have our solar panels in the sun. Yeah, we'll land in this nice little flat area. We got plenty of fuel. Wish we could aim retrograde here, but we can't. It's a problem with bringing a green scientist up. And by scientist, I mean pilot. Nice. And we are landed and upright. Very nice. Okay. Now, can you guys? Here's the question: can one of you guys go EVA? Let's send that homeless Kerbal out. Oh, she can't go EVA because there's no hatch. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so homeless Kerb, you have to go EVA and plant the flag. And from what I understand, everyone will get credit for this flag. Well, everyone being the three of you will get credit for this flag. Even though you didn't write anything. Okay. Now, yeah, this is the Minmus refinery station. Let's go ahead and set him as the target. This is the ship that's going to Ike eventually, in a year and 8 days. And it is actually the ship that brought the fuel up to the Minmus station, plus an extra orange tank. So it's got 2 orange tanks on it. I don't know when the best time to burn is, but I think right as it's flying overhead seems reasonable. Actually, that looks pretty darn good to me. That could be better. Can I make it be better? Yes, I can. We're not going to crash into the mountains, are we? Nope. That would be embarrassing. I'm making this up as I go along. Ah. That was not on purpose. I accidentally left the thing on. Okay, 0.3 kilometers away, 0.2, 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 is fine. Okay. Now we are going to warp to here. How much fuel we got in this tank? Oh yeah, we still have. Yeah, we could have ditched. We could have made this a small one, or possibly made the big one into one of these instead. I might try that on the next one. So now let's go into target mode. We still can't aim retrograde to our target, but we know where retrograde to our target is. We have 69 seconds. We're going to be burning for 2 seconds, so that's no big deal. There it is. Our ultimate destination. I just realized we have to drop this thing. Because we need to dock. So we wasted that fuel. No big deal, but I don't like wasting fuel. Look at that glorious station with its glowing radiators. We can dock anywhere to it. It doesn't really matter where. I think we'll come around the sunny side. And that looks like as good a port as any. Locked mode for docking. Locked mode basically is docking mode as far as I'm concerned. Getting it lined up. Just lining up the... I just pointed at my screen, by the way. Ugh. Hate that. This is where RCS would come in handy, but it's not strictly necessary, so I try to avoid it. Okay, now we're going to aim at him. We're in the dark now, so we got to worry about our electric charge. Well, we got 50 units. We should be fine. Now, one of the problems is we're still in fairly low min-miss orbit. So even this close and heading this similarly to each other, we're going to have some differences in orbits. Docked. Nice, look at those radiators. That's crazy. Okay, well, let's transfer. Let's transfer some people. I guess that's kind of annoying. We can't transfer them from here, can we? Yeah. So we're going to have to... Come on. Where's the crew hatch? Where's the pixel? Let's transfer homeless Kerb into there. Oh, we can transfer just by clicking. And then we can level up the crew. Oh! You don't need to... That's interesting. You just need the science lab on the station. You don't need the people to actually be there. Huh. Well, let's get that homeless Kerbette back in there. Was that homeless? No. That homeless Kerb. Let's transfer him into there, and then transfer her back into there. And then Black Hat, we're going to transfer you into... But anyway, this is boring stuff. I'm just going to set everybody up so they're in the right ship. I just realized that I actually want Black Hat Kerman in here because this is the ship that's staying at Gilly. So we're going to leave him here. We're going to move the homeless Kerbals to their new home, which is going to be around Gilly. But we'll be doing that next time when in 56 days we eject to Eve. I hope you're looking forward to doing that. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm HMV and I will, as always, talk at you later.